Hi, I'm Lian Tay, and I'm Chair of the Board of Governors of UWCSEA. I've been in this role since October 2023. I'm from the financial services industry, and I spent the first half of my career in investment banking, advising companies, and I've spent the second half on the investing side. I'm a Singaporean, and I moved back to Singapore 12 years ago with 2 young children. And now I have 3 children enrolled at UWCSEA Dover's campus, and one who just graduated in May of this year. And I'm excited that my youngest is actually going to have the opportunity to graduate from the new campus at Tanga. The role of the board is quite different from the role of management. Management is really focused on the nearer term, so maybe the next 10 years, and making sure that we continue to deliver an excellent educational program for our students. The board is meant to support management in that, but also look longer term. So we are responsible really for 30 or 50 years, because we are really responsible for ensuring the sustainability of the college over the long term, that the college will continue to be here to serve not just this generation of students, but future generations. And so because of that, our focus is on the strategy, the financial sustainability, and making sure that we have the capacity to continue for the long term, thinking through our infrastructure and thinking through our institutions and how we manage people and manage our educational programming and things like that, but again, with a very long-term view. So for a big and complex challenge like this, we needed a very careful, deliberative, and thoughtful process. And in particular, we needed to be prepared to engage with the Singapore authorities and build a relationship with them and come to an agreement with them. So in order to do that, a few years ago, the board set up a working group. And this working group comprised school leaders, as well as volunteers from our community who had experience in the built environment, experience in finance, and experience in law. And the working group was able to set out the principles for how we were going to pursue this discussion and opportunity with the government and guide the conversations. And of course, the key principle has always been to ensure the sustainability of the college and the ability to continue to deliver our educational program for our students and our community. It's been very clear to us from the beginning of the engagement with the Singapore authorities that they are invested in our success too. And we're also very fortunate that the Singapore government takes a very long-term view, which matches our long-term view. And so their plans and their thinking for our school and for our environment is aligned in terms of finding a path for us that is a long-term sustainable solution for us. Our engagement has been very, very collaborative and constructive. The Singapore government is very pragmatic. And so I think what we've found is even when we've had to discuss elements of our future that may be less flexible, there's a lot of common ideation, collaboration, and solutioning that enables us to find win-win solutions and to get to what we think is a very attractive outcome for our school. Financial capacity is a central consideration for our planning. We are a nonprofit and a charity. All of our revenue and income goes into delivering our program for our students, but it also generates some financial surplus every year that goes into building reserves to ensure our financial sustainability. Over the last 10 years, ever since we completed the East Campus and a major redevelopment on Dover, we've been building reserves within the budget and generating surplus every year. And that is a core amount of our reserves. It's very important to us because every generation of students benefits from the investments that we've made in prior generations, all the capital, all the infrastructure, and contributes to surplus so that we have reserves that we can use to make investments in infrastructure going forward. And so we benefit from the past and we pay it forward for future generations. And so we will continue to build reserves and surpluses over the coming years. In addition, we also have some ability to borrow money, and we will borrow money for this project. But it's very important we don't overborrow, because overborrowing overburdens future generations of students and starts to create issues for the long-term financial sustainability of the college. In summary, our new campus will be built with a combination of past reserves and savings, current and future surpluses that we generate every year, some borrowings, and we'll have enough to build a new campus while also continuing to invest and maintain our existing 2 campuses, Dover until we move, and our East Campus for the long term. Our board and leadership are responsible for our students, our professionals, our community on both campuses. We're actually very lucky because we developed the East Campus not that long ago. And so we've got a lot of learnings and understanding of how to develop a new campus in a dedicated space, in a purpose-built space, that is also more efficient. And as part of this project, because we are one college, we had leaders from both campuses helping ideate, innovate, learn, and think through how we deliver our educational programming, how we want to think about the long-term future of the college. And how that will be delivered in both campuses. And so all of the ideation, innovation, and work that we're doing, it won't just apply to the new Tanga campus, but it will also appear and be visible in how we deliver our educational programming at the East Campus, both now and in the future. One of our goals is that our community stays focused on the big picture and works with our leadership, our staff, and our other community members to continue to be the cohesive community that we are. I'm confident that we can engage constructively on this big project and that we can come together and make this change happen together. And I'm confident that we have the team to deliver it. By the time our Dover community moves to Tanga, we will have been on Dover Road for over 60 years and at East for over 20 years. We will be in spaces that embed us in Singapore and connect us more to the Singapore community. We'll be well positioned to continue to deliver our mission of educating for peace and sustainability. And I truly believe we will continue to be the leading international school in Singapore.